up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle and this is my channel, and today we are going to be doing the top 10 questions to ask on a date. Now, someone suggested this to me and I was like, yo, this has to be like one of the best ideas ever. I have no idea why I haven't done it yet, but here we are. If this is your first time here, make sure you smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, smash everybody you know that can help a sister out. Go down description box, cop you some merch, follow me on Instagram. It's gonna be up above somewhere in one of these corners. It always is. Please stand by for this sponsored video. Are you looking to buy a car? Are you looking to buy a used car, new car, and get the best price? Well, this on website CarMarshal, all you have to do is click the link in the description box below, type in your zip code right there, and it will connect you to nearby sellers who will sell you a new car or a used car. It's legit. If you want a car and you don't want to go through a long process and you want something in your area, click the link in the description box below and check out CarMarshal. So yes, top 10 things to ask on a date. Now y'all already know I stay going on dates, okay? Good dates, bad dates. Nonetheless, I usually only go on dates for free food. But when I actually like a guy or I'm really interested in a guy, there is literally 10 questions I always ask. Actually, sometimes it's 9 because the last one is debatable. So let's get straight into the 10. All of these questions have sub-questions after, but these are the main questions that you need to ask. This is the thing, before you go on a date, there's a lot of things you gotta do, and sometimes my dumb ass don't do it. I ended up going on a date with a catfish the other day, so don't be dumb like me, okay? Always FaceTime the person, okay? Even if you know people who know this person, even if you see this person in real life, especially if you met this person on Instagram, Twitter, Tinder, whatever, always, and when I mean always FaceTime the person, okay? Also, try to get a lot of these preliminary questions out before the date because it makes the date flow a lot better. It makes it less like an interview. You don't want to feel like you're interviewing someone. And I've had that complaint before from, you know, dudes who couldn't handle the pressure. They were like, oh,
I feel like I'm an interview.
And I'm like, good, okay? Because I need to know if you can do the damn job. You feel me? If you want more videos like this, let me know down below. I don't know. Let's see how this video goes. The first thing I always ask is, do you have kids? Yes, people will probably be like, what? I thought you would ask something like, oh, what school you go to? No. Do you have kids? Because realistically, if the person has kids, that's gonna dramatically affect your relationship, even if you have kids or not, okay? Because you gotta know, if this goes serious, if this goes further than what I think it will, you need to know, like, alright, I might be a stepmother. Like, a lot of people might be like, oh, nah, you thinking too deep. No! Because that's really important. Someone's child is extremely important to their lives, especially if you're a dude and you're dating a woman that has kids and you don't have kids. That's very important because a lot of people are looking, like when they start dating, unless they just trying to fuck or whatever, a lot of people when they start dating and they have kids, they're looking for someone who can fit in with their family, who can be a great role model for their kids, who can step in. Okay, you don't know what the situation is. You don't know if the baby mother or the baby father is deceased. You don't know if the baby mother or the baby father is incarcerated. You don't know if the baby mother or the baby father is around. Like, there's a lot of things you need to ask. Those are, and then there's like 10,000 follow-up questions after that, okay? So determine if the person has kids or not. If they don't, cool. If they do, you gotta come up with a whole list of other questions after that. Aren't you with the baby mother or the baby father? Are you with the baby mother or the baby father? Do you and the baby mother and the baby father still mess around? Like that, see, that just becomes like a 50 questions video, y'all. Like, there's a lot of things you need to ask in that case. And that's just for a whole other video, because I don't really date men with kids, but I have went on dates with men with kids, and it's never really went well. Yeah, so I just stay away from that situation altogether. But if that's you, go ahead, but make sure you ask the proper questions before you get yourself for some shit, because these baby mothers, baby fathers be real upset, okay? They don't like just anyone around their kids, so you gotta establish that if you really want to take that person seriously. The next question I ask is, are you married or separated? Have you been married? And what do you think about marriage? So those are all the same questions depending on what you know about the person. Usually I'll just flat out and ask, are you married? Because lately I've been meeting a lot of divorced men or separated men. I don't know. I tend to go for older guys, like, you know, 28, 29, 30-ish. So I don't know, it feels like everybody's divorced and shit. I don't know what type of shit I'm attracted in these streets, but Anyhow, yeah, I always ask, like, are you married? Have you been married? Stuff like that. Just depending on what I know about the situation, but marriage is always something I ask. And usually the follow-up question to that is, what do you think about marriage? I've met a lot of dudes who don't believe in marriage at all, who don't believe in getting married. And personally, I want to be married. I'm not about to be here and be somebody's girlfriend for 10 years. I think that's nonsense. Unless I met you when I was 12. There's no reason I should be someone's fiance for 10 years. Like, that's out. Like, I'm not about to waste my time with you when there's millions of men who want to marry me. Make sure your marriage views align. If you know you want to be married, if you know eventually you want a ring, you want a wedding, you want a ceremony, you want the whole shebang, he says, I don't believe in marriage, do not go for this, man. Same thing with the girl. If you know you want to marry a girl and, you know, make her your wife and give her your last name and have kids with her and live happily ever after, and she says she don't believe in marriage, let it go. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to change their mind. I have seen times when people have been like, oh, I don't believe in marriage, and then get married, but literally I can count on one hand how many times that's happened to people in my life. Most people I know who don't believe in marriage do not get married. And if they do get married, it's because of the other person. And you do not want to get married just because someone else got married to make you happy. You want to get married to someone who wants to be married, with you. So if that's one of your requirements and they not with it, bounce. Next important question that a lot of people don't ask on the first date is, how did you grow up? People don't think about this because I don't know. I feel like people don't think it's important, but it really is. You need to determine how someone grew up to determine how they're going to treat you in a relationship. Now, when I mean how they grew up, I mean like they grew up in a single parent household. Was it their mom or their dad that raised them? Was it their grandmother? Was it their aunt, their uncle? Did they grow up in foster care? Did they grow up homeless? Did they, like, there's a lot of things you need to determine. Especially, like, I remember there was this one dude I was dating. He had no mom. He was raised by his dad. And he didn't treat me badly, but he always had this, like, sort of resentment towards women. And he was always just so, like, angry. Like, he didn't treat me bad, but I could always feel that sense of resentment towards me. And I was like, this nigga, like, he was just, I don't know. Like, comment down below if you've ever had that experience. If you ever dated a dude who didn't have his mother in his life, how did he treat you? Was it different? Because for me, it was way different. I've dated a couple dudes like that, where it was like, didn't have their mothers in their life, so they didn't know really how to treat a woman, and it just, Same thing with girls. If they did not get brought up with a stable father figure, they don't know how a man is supposed to treat them or how to treat a man or whatever the case may be. So they're, you know, they're lost, or they have a resentment towards men, or, you know, there's a lot of things. You need to determine how this person grew up. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, this person got no dad, don't date them. No, but you need to do better research and find a way to cope with these types of people, because they're not the same as an average person who grew up in a 2-parent stable household making this much money, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's different. Every situation is different. Okay, everybody's situation is different. The way everyone grew up is different. The way people perceive how they grew up is different. The way people act based on what they grew up like was different. You need to know what town they grew up in. Me growing up in Elizabeth, New Jersey is way different from someone who probably grew up, a few miles away in Hillside, New Jersey, okay? It's 2 different things. You need to know how they grew up. You need to know what years they grew up, because I grew up in a time where Haitians and Americans was fighting all the time. I got bottles thrown at me. I got jumped all the time. Handcuffs placed on me. All types of crazy shit. Now somebody a couple miles away probably never went through all that shit. You feel me? So different things bring out different situations, different feelings, different emotions and personalities out of different people, and you need to make sure that whoever you date is something that you can deal with psychologically. Next question I asked is, what's your education level? Now, this is actually very important to me. Usually this is one of the first questions I ask, but I don't know, it's becoming less and less important to me, even though I want someone that is just as educated as me. There is a difference between people who went to college and didn't go to college. There's a clear difference. And people who have went to college, graduated, and know the benefit and know, like, the experience would be able to tell you. There is definitely a difference between people who went to college and people who did not. Okay, it's different conversations. It's different ways of life. It's different ways of understanding. So if that's something you want, then you need to make sure you ask that on the first date. What schools did you go to? Do you have just a high school diploma? Do you have a bachelor's? Do you have a master's? Do you have a doctorate? Do you plan on getting a bachelor's? Do you plan on going to graduate school? Like, you need to ask these questions, okay? Because I've seen way too many people sit there and they date somebody that's not on their education level, and then as soon as an argument break out, that's when they want to be, you know, shady about it, and they be like,
oh, well, you're not even educated. Oh, you ain't even go to school. Look at me and look at you.
It's like, you should have determined that on the first date. You can't just be shading people when you get mad. Okay, that's not how life works. That's a little fucked up, okay? So make sure on the first day you ask, like, why, you know, did you go to school? And do you plan on going to school if you're not in school? And not only that, what do you want to major in? What did you major in? You know, stuff like that. You need to ask a lot of different questions, y'all. Like, when it comes to the education day, you need to be like, oh, what school did you go to? If you dropped out, oh, why did you drop out? Do you plan on going back? What do you think? Like, what do you think about higher education as a whole? Because there's a lot of people that go to college and they don't even give a fuck, okay? And that's what you need to watch out for. This person is willing to waste thousands of dollars to go and do something they don't give a fuck about. That's a red flag. And 9 times out of 10, if the person's in college and they have no goal, that's another red flag. If you have no goal, absolutely, like, no. Like, you need to know what you're doing in life. I just don't believe how people could wake up every day and not know what the fuck they doing. Like, that shit would bother the fuck out of me. So that's the next one. What are your goals? Where are you going in life? Where do you see your life in the next 5 years, the next 10 years or whatever? What do you see yourself doing? What do you want to do? Are you where you want to be in life? You got to ask these questions, because if you get serious with this person, their dreams become your dreams. What they want to do affects you, because you got to help this person get to their next level in life. That's the whole point of a relationship. You're supposed to build together. And then you have to tell them what your goals are to see if they fit into it, if they can help you get to where you want to be. This is a very important question, and it is, why are you single / when was your last relationship? Now, I fucked up by not asking this question because I always thought that's none of my business, okay? However, I have determined that it is very important to determine why someone's single and when their last relationship was, because realistically speaking, if you get into a relationship with someone who just got out of a relationship, 9 times out of 10 you're just a rebound, okay? Or you end up in a situation where this person still has relations with their ex, they still like their ex, they still have feelings for their ex. All of a sudden, you know, they still messing around, or someone gets someone pregnant, and now you're just looking like a whole dumb mess. Like, you don't want to get in that type of situation. So it's very important to determine, like, yo, when was your last relationship and why are you single? After that question, depending on how serious you want to be, how long was your last relationship, or what was your longest relationship? This determines how dedicated and how loyal this person can be. Personally, I've dealt with a lot of people for a long amount of time, committed, not committed, whatever the case may be. And yeah, it's very interesting when, like, I talk to a guy and they say their longest relationship was like 6 months, and it's like, 6 months? 6 months is a long time, I guess, but damn, not even a year? Like, that's something to determine. That's something to really determine. And if it is pretty short, or they haven't been in a long-term relationship, you gotta ask them why. Because at this point, it's either because A, they just not finding the right females, B, they're literally wasting their time with the wrong type of females, or C, they're wasting females' times out here and they just trying to get a nut. I mean, one of those 3 things, okay? And you do not want to be involved in any of that. At this point, if you ask this next question, you gotta make sure you're not just trying to fuck the person, because if you're just trying to fuck the person, it will probably be something that both of you can tell right off the bat without even asking any questions. But if you want to be serious with the person, you should ask what your intentions are. Now, this is the question. This is something you could ask or don't want to ask. Personally, I'm a very straight shooter. I like to get shit over with. I don't play that shit. I like to tell people what it is, what it's not. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I want you to be my boyfriend, because I don't know you, nigga. But I might be like, my goal is to establish a friendship with someone so we could get to a relationship later on. I'm not gonna just flat out be like, oh, I want you to be my boyfriend. That just looks desperate. But then again, if that's you, that's you. If you that bold, you that bold. But I ain't that bold. And plus, 9 times out of 10, I'm the type of person, like, I could like you today, and then tomorrow I'm like, oh my god, like, what did I do to myself? Like, I do not want this man. So I gotta make sure, like, it takes me some time to realize, like, if I truly want to be with someone or not. That's on you if you want to ask that question or not, but I believe it's very important. And honestly, if you do ask that question, it eliminates a lot. Some people will flat out tell you, I just want to have sexual relations. While some people will just be like, oh, I just want to see where this goes. Take that how you want. Some people will be like, oh, I'm just going with the flow. Take it where you want. Realistically, those two answers say to me that you're not serious. That's just my personal opinion, because I feel like, especially as women, men usually know what they want. Any man that's came at me like full force wanted me from the jump. Like, they knew, like, yo, I want to be your boyfriend, I want to be with you, I'm trying to make you mine. They never beat it around the bush. They never, oh, I'm just trying to see where this goes, or I'm trying to, you know, go with the flow. They never. Any dude that really truly wanted me was a straight shot. So you could take it as you want. If you gonna take a dude that's gonna say, oh, you know, I'm just going with the flow, more than likely they just want to fuck. That's their nicer way of saying they just want to fuck. So be very, very careful with that. But if you're on that boat where it's like you don't know where you're going either, I guess you can take that, you can see where it goes. But I beg of you, whether you're celibate or not, I'm celibate, so I don't play that shit. Don't fuck this man. If he's telling you he don't know what he want, he's just going with the flow, he just want to have a taste, that's it. Do not fuck this man. You can do whatever you want. Let him give you head. You can give him head if you want to. But do not let him penetrate you. Do not let him penetrate you. Because then you're going to be stuck in a whole lot of mess. Then your judgment's going to be crowded. You're going to be stuck on, oh, his dick is good, so he must be good. I'm going to stick around. Just don't do it. It just puts you down a rabbit hole of nonsense. I've been there, done that. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. If you don't know what he wants, if you don't know his intentions, if she doesn't know her intentions, do not even try to put anything serious within this person. You could try to chill with them, you can hang out with them, get to know them, but don't put all your eggs in that basket. What are your hobbies? What do you like to do for fun? This is very important, because you don't want no lazy ass bum ass niggas. This is next to the goals thing, okay? If you're not busy working on your goals, you're not at work, you're not at school, what are you doing with your free time? Especially if you're not with me. What do you do when you're not doing nothing? I'm gonna need to know that you're not gonna be out here trying to bust Jessica's ass over there down the street, okay? I need to understand what you're doing in your free time. Like, I feel like somebody who ain't got no hobbies, it's like, what are you doing with your life? Everyone has to have hobbies. Like, I just find it odd when people tell me they don't have hobbies. Like, how do you not have any hobbies? Like, I don't know, like, that's really important, because it shows that the person keeps busy. It shows that the person has a busy mind and never has an idle mind, because we all know an idle mind is the devil's playground. I just like people to keep it busy and productive, because I'm always busy and productive, and it's like, when I'm busy and productive, I need to make sure that you're busy and productive. The last question would be, do you live alone or do you live with your parents? Now, I forgot to add this as well, but this is more so dependent on where you live. The car situation is also important. Does this person have a car? Did they ever have a car? Do they even have a driver's license? If so, why or why not? Now, this depends. Now, clearly, if you live in New York, most people don't have driver's licenses, or like Los Angeles or any like extremely metropolitan area, most people don't have driver's licenses. So this may or may not be an important question, but I would like to tie that into the do you have your own apartment realm as well. Depending on the culture of this person, this may or may not affect a lot, but I live alone. I prefer someone to live alone so I could bum over their house. I'm tired of people bumming over mine. But depending, like, for example, Haitian people, most of the time, most Haitians stay in their house until they're married. Most Haitian people are not moving out of their house. Like, I don't know many people that are Haitian that have their own apartment unless they have kids, to be completely honest with you. So with that being said, it all depends on the culture and what it is that you want. Do you want someone to match you? Do you not want someone to match you? I don't know. Does it bother you that this person still lives at their parents' house? It depends on the age of the person. Like, I feel like it's a little bit absurd to be 30 and still living at your parents' house. I think that's absurd. Unless it's one of those situations where it's like your parents genuinely need your help, health-wise, bills-wise, something like that, and you're literally helping a lot, then yeah. But other than that, I don't think there's any reason for anyone to be over 30 still living in their parents' house. If you feel like I'm throwing shade at you, I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion. That's my opinion. Who the fuck am I? That's just how I feel. It is what it is. But realistically speaking, I mean, it all depends on the person. It depends on why they still living at their parents' house. Like, are you mooching off your parents? Are your parents still doing your laundry? Are your parents still paying your bills? Or are you there to help them? because that's a whole nother situation. Now, if you are there to help them, are you helping them at the demise of your own goals? Because I know a lot of people who still live at home, who are literally putting their dreams on the back burner to take care of their parents. Now, this could be a good and a bad thing. It depends on how you see it. But personally, I've always been a firm believer of your parents should never ever, your family should never ever guilt trip you into taking care of them at the demise of your own dreams. I think that's just overall fucked up. They should be helping you fuel their dreams, not the other way around. And especially when it comes to Caribbean parents, I feel like a lot of Caribbean parents have this bad habit of having kids so their kids could take care of them. And that's a completely, like, I think that's completely wrong. Like, you should not be having kids so they can take care of you in the end. And a lot of people fall into that. Like, they end up spending all of this time taking care of their parents until their parents pass away. And then before they know it, they're like 40 and they ain't done shit because they was busy taking care of their parents. And it's like, not saying don't take care of your parents or don't take care of your family, but I'm saying you have to find a balance if you're doing that. You have to still do what you want to do and still help at the same time. You need to make sure that you're dating the right person, okay? You need to make sure that you are not wasting your time with someone who don't even match your goals, don't match your intentions, don't match your education level, don't match your life level, ever. You need to make sure that all of that shit align, period. It don't matter who it is. I don't care how good this person look, okay? I don't care where you met this person. I don't care the type of connections this person has. If this person is not for you, they're just not for you. And asking them these questions will most likely determine if this person is for you or not. Now, I'm not saying if these person give all the wrong answers that they're bad for you. These are people you definitely need to watch out for in that case. That's it for all the questions that you should ask on a first date. Now, let me know what you think about those. Let me know if I left anything out. I feel like there's some things I left out, but I feel like those are the core basis of things that you should ask on the first date, especially if you don't want someone to waste your time, okay? Because these people out here be wasting people's time, and it's like, with all these questions, I'm able to cancel somebody out real quick, all right? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow me on social media, do all that. I'ma see y'all next time.